Yours truly, probably Pablo. Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat. Well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, probably Pablo in the Big O Show. O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know. Culture, probably Pablo. Now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary. Yeah.
Alrighty. It's Friday. It's a beautiful thing, but you've been quarantined for months, so every day's Friday, right? Every day is the weekend. It's one of those things. Although some of you are working, and those of you like ourselves that grind all throughout the week, you've reached the weekend, right? So there you go. Yeah. What do you got planned for this weekend? You doing a lot of hanging out, right? Is that what it is?
A drive-through. Again, that's the excitement.
McDonald's?
McDonald's or Burger King? Maybe.
Will you risk it and go to Wendy's? Will you try to find a Bojangles?
Forget about that.
Oh,
that's all way. They're gone, right?
Remember when we used to go to the one on 49th Street? Oh,
man, that's once upon a time.
Remember that back in the day? We were highly high. God, I love their dirty rice. So good, the dirty rice from Bojangles. Anyway, so there you go. Bill will visit a drive-through. We actually are going to go out this weekend, the wife and I, but we're really not going out. We're
road trip.
We're cruising quarantine. You know, we're just going to take a cruise. That's all we're going to do.
You going down to the Keys?
I don't know if we'll go Keys, or sometimes we like doing the Collins cruise. You just go Collins Avenue all the way up and go to like to Palm Beach, all along the coast, you know, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, slow cruise, just relax, just chill, you know, that kind of stuff.
So you go A1A all the way up to Davie, and then go back by the High Line.
Obviously,
and, you know, ziggy-zaggy, in and out.
Right, go around the airport and then back in after the, the Causeway?
Yeah.
Right, I have to go in through the Causeway and then right through the Yankee Clipper and back up the Strip.
Bimini Boatyard is right there. That was back in the day, Port Everglades, the gantry crane's right there. That was my spot.
And every time I pass the Yankee Clipper, all I can think of is the Heart concert we went to. We skipped school and went to go see Heart during a spring break because it was the week that I think Broward was off. We weren't. Right, I think, or something like that, or
they always used to. They would never unleash the kids all combined with the counties. It would be offset.
Yes,
this one goes one week, that one goes the other, and that way the whole freaking town isn't, overrun with children.
Yes. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, so we got a lot of things to talk about today on the program. We'll be hanging out here for a couple of hours. As you all know, this is the day where we put together a long performance today on the program, something my wife would love to have. She hasn't gotten from me in a long time, a long performance. But anyway, today we will have a long performance as we have a couple of hours here at Craig's Inn's Acura Pembroke Pines. Then we go over to Hialeah Park, and we're there for 3 hours. So we got a 5-hour show today. We got a bunch of guests, too, today. Anthony Chang is going to stop by at 1:30. We're going to have Patricia Triana friend of mine. She covers the Giants and for Sports Illustrated. She does an excellent job. She's got her own podcast and everything. And so we'll talk a lot of general NFL stuff with her because she covers the league and the Giants. So we'll talk with Patricia at 2:30. Franco Panizo, our buddy, will join us at 3:30 from Miami Total Football. He's got his podcast on local football, Inter Miami, all of that going on. So Franco will join us at 3:30. So it's a bilingual podcast, which is pretty cool for those of you out there that speak Spanish and the English. So 3:30, we'll have some fun with Franco, and we'll get him on, and we'll talk about a little Inter Miami as one of their players tested positive for COVID-19. We don't know who it is, HIPAA, all that stuff. I would imagine they don't want to release that. And this is now they're coming forward with it. It looks like the NFL was not trying to come forward with it because Zeke was like, hey, HIPAA, and we didn't hear all the names for the Texans and the Cowboys that tested positive. And so this is the issue now that if you're not in a bubble, it's going to be one hell of a challenge for these teams. And we keep talking about this. And soccer will have the bubble early on for the tournament. But then when all the teams leave Orlando and they go to their respective cities, they will run the same risks that NFL teams are going to run. So it's not going to be easy for these sports that are going to try to do it outside of a bubble. It'll be a much more difficult challenge, and it's going to be frustrating. I don't think people have actually thought a lot about it, and I'm sure teams have. But I also want to remind you of this factor that I don't think a lot of people think about, Bill. Gambling. You could be betting on a game and somebody goes down with COVID after you lay that bet. And it could be 1, 2, or 3, and it might be important players. And all of a sudden, that point spread, it's nothing because it's an automatic loss now because of certain people. Your team may end up losing. We talked about it yesterday. What if 2 or 3 guys are lost on your offensive line? That cripples your entire offense. You know what I mean? And in a year where you want to get Tua out there, I've already told you, I want Tua out there not only with plenty of time to heal, so I want the year to pass, but I told you I also want the offensive line to be playing well. I don't want to throw the kid in there to play like how Fitzpatrick had to play last year. No. Leave Fitz out there then. Okay? Sorry, Fitz. I'm sorry you got to take the beating, but I don't want the kid to take the beating. You know what I mean? So this whole COVID thing can affect in so many ways. It can affect your team personally. It can affect your pocketbook because if you're making some kind of a sports investment, look last night, the boxing match, the title fight, boom, not the title fight, the main event, gone. Trainer test positive, they had to take everybody out. And then it thrusted one of the earlier fights to become the headliner. And this happened right there and then. Now, that's an individual sport, so your bet is off the table at that point. Now you get your money back. But what happens if you gave up 7.5 points and the quarterback tested positive? And now the backup plays. You're not going to win by 7.5 anymore. Okay? That those 8 points you were hoping to, they'll beat them. No problem. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is out now. Whoa. What happens? In comes Jordan Love, throws 4 interceptions. You didn't win by 7.5. You lost by 17.5. And that's where this whole COVID thing. Would
Vegas?
I don't know.
Hold off till a certain amount of whenever the tests get done and we know who's in, who's out. Then Vegas will take bets.
What do you? No, dude.
Right, because you're missing a big part of the book, right?
Yeah, you can't do that. You can bet early. You can bet a line.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna have lines early, and it's just like if somebody got suspended for a PD or whatever, and you bet it, and you're already committed. Too bad. You bet on a Thursday, and some guy Friday hit his wife, and and they holding him out, and then that hurts your bet, you lose your bet. The bet is what it is. Vegas doesn't care. So I don't think Vegas is going to actually do anything about it. You know what I mean? So that's all of this can affect, because I just when I saw that with Inter Miami yesterday, it hit me right away. I said, what if I was betting on that game and that's my forward, and that's my main scorer, and I gave up half a goal or a goal in that game, and I needed them to win. You know what I mean? Or I bet, I'm at minus 145 in that game, how I bet it. And now I lost my leading scorer. And I was just thinking about that, and I was like, wow, this can affect you in so many ways.
The gamble has become even more of a gamble because of...
That's a good line.
Woo.
I like that. That's actually a very good line. I like that. The gamble becomes an even bigger gamble. That's exactly what happens. And listen, those of us that like to gamble, you're going to want some action on some of these games. And you've got to be very careful that this situation, doesn't cost you because somebody wasn't very smart. Zeke Elliott. I'm not surprised that he's one of the guys that get COVID. I mean, he was one of the guys that was at that party. Okay? The party that they were kept downplay. Oh, no, Dak Prescott and company, all that. He was part of some of those workouts with certain guys. And we all know Zeke obviously loves to party. So these guys think they're invincible. So they're going to go everywhere. And, Zeke's probably still banging all kinds of chicks, and that's probably how he got it. And this is what could end up screwing you as a gambler. So think about that when, this whole thing starts up, okay? The team sports. Like I said, individual, it's different. We've already seen it with UFC. You saw it with boxing last night. That's not going to affect you. You're going to get your money back. But in a team sport, you may...
That thing's still going off. You're in.
You may have to wait till right to kickoff or game time right there, an hour before, half hour before. You don't want to do it at noon. You don't want to do it the night before. And I know that sometimes you want to get an early line because sometimes you think that the early line might be better and you think they might tack on a half a point or a point as the week goes on because you like this bet a lot and you want to lock it in. Those are the bets you may have to stay away from because those are the bets that will probably burn you the most because you gave time for players to fail COVID-19 tests. So I think you're better off waiting till game day, game night, finding out all the injuries and anyone who tested positive for COVID. So just a little some that that came to my mind last night when I saw the Inter thing.
We've made enough bets. You know how in the morning there's usually certain games that the line moves.
Right.
And it could be, we've seen it, 2 points, 1.5 points, because money and that counter.
Right, but you can't.
Man, you know what?
You got to stay away from that line because the guy could be while you're betting there, the main athlete on that team could be waking up with a slight fever. And then he walks into the facility, say, hey, man, I got a little bit of a fever, and boom, boom, oh, you've tested positive. By 4 p.m, it comes out, and you're like, oh, crap, man. I bet this team at 8 a.m. because I love the line. Now the line's going to go the other way.
Bets are going to be like 20 minutes before kickoff.
You're going to have to wait right prior to kickoff tip-off. Drop of the puck, whatever the hell, face-off. Well, whatever the hell sport you're watching, you're going to have to wait till, minutes prior to make sure you know everyone that is out. And then that way you really have all of the information. Because, hey, if you've bet long enough, you've been burned by that. Fantasy, regular betting, it doesn't matter. You've been burned by it. It's happened to all of us at one point or another. 786 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. And I see where Jamal Adams has finally come out now and said, I want to trade. I need to get out of here. I'm tired of this clown, Adam Gase. I'm tired of this organization, the New York Jets, which is a clown show. Which I don't blame him. The Jets are a clown show. This guy's a hell of a player. According to Adam Schefter, he put out 7 teams that he wanted to get traded to: the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Seahawks. Okay?
Guy wants to be in the playoffs, right?
Yes. Although, I got to say, if you're Jamal Adams, okay, why do you want to go to Dallas? You know what I mean?
That was the one that jumped out at me as well.
You know, it's just like, why do you want to go to Dallas? That one I don't understand that. You know, Dallas is not the place that actually, you know, I know he's born in Texas and all that, but God, he must.
It's got to be going home, right?
Yeah, it's got to be that he was, you know, growing up a Cowboy fan or something. But that's the one team that they're such choking dogs. You're never really going to succeed there. You know what I mean? The way everything is structured. Now, maybe with this guy in place, Mike McCarthy, maybe he's a better coach than the clown show they had the last couple of years there. But
Jerry's puppet.
Yeah. I mean, wow. But anyway, so Adams, you know, tweets out, you know, maybe it's time to move on. And about a week ago, he said the Jets, a lot of talk, no action. He still hasn't received a contract proposal that was promised in January. So this is a guy that's clearly pissed off already with everything going on. But I just like the Cowboys. I get when you want to be with the Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Eagles, the Niners, the Seahawks. The Texans, by the way, are another underachieving team with Bill O'Brien. And, you know, that's another one but again, he's from Texas. Maybe he was a Texans fan, not a Cowboys fan. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because he wants to be with one of the teams in his home state. But, wow, the Dallas Cowboys? Man, you want to, I get it, you'll get paid, but the thing is the Cowboys can't pay everybody. It's impossible. You know, that's why they had to let go of Jones. They got Michael Gallup coming up. That guy's been a steal for them as a third-round pick. I got a little something we'll talk about with Gallup down the line, too, on the show. But, you know, I was just watching it. And, look, I love this. I'm glad. Because the Johnsons, they get what they deserve. You wanted to hang on to this clown? You go ahead. And this is what ends up happening. It's amazing to me how players are constantly disgruntled around a guy like Adam Gase, because you know that if he wanted a deal done and you know, I know he has 2 years left on his contract, but these are the great players. These are the guys you sign 1 or 2 years out. Now, if you don't intend on keeping him, which is what it looks like, then you got it. But
you got to recoup something, man. You can't let that guy walk.
Right. Well, I mean, he's got 2 years left, so they're not going to let him walk. And apparently, according to Rich Cimini, they're not going to trade him right now. So if you're not going to trade him, then, dude, why aren't you communicating? And that's where not only Gase, but Joe Douglas, if your player's this disgruntled, you need to sit down and have a contract conversation with him. Because if you don't want to trade him, then that means you want him. So then sit down, look at him in the eye and say, yo, you got 2 years left, Jamal. Okay? At the end of this season, the offseason, we will sit down. We want you here. You're going to be here. I want you to retire as a Jet. I'm going to sign you next year. I can't sign you right now. Okay? We're going to wait until the offseason. You still have 2 years left. You have another year left. We're not going to let you play out the final year of your contract. That's how you make the player feel better. But if there's no communication, okay, and he's one of the better safeties in the league, and please, Dolphin fans, stop. Don't even start any of you out there with any of the stupidity. Dolphins aren't trading for him. Jets aren't going to trade him inside the division, all of that. If they ever would trade him, it'll be out of the conference probably first and foremost. Worst case scenario is inside the conference, but it will not be inside the division. So please don't waste your time or mine. I just want to kind of cut it off already, just in case if you're going to try to say it. I just want to say don't be stupid. Okay? I mean, if I have to get to the point of saying don't be stupid, and I have to insult you, then, it is what it is. But this is where, to me, I would be ripping the Dolphins if they were doing this to their own player too. You've got to communicate, man. You've got to tell him where you stand and where he stands and what you envision. You got a guy that has no idea if he's coming or going. And he feels like he's being lied to because apparently something was promised and has not been delivered. And then now you've got him all pissed off and talking to the media. You're the general manager, you're the head coach. You got to nip it in the bud. And you got to tell the guy, yo, listen, relax. We got you. You're not going anywhere. I get it. You're a great player. We've got priorities. You've got 2 years left. Our MO is to sign players with 1 year left. Andrew Brandt, who writes for MMQB and was one of the lead personnel executives for contract negotiators for the Green Bay Packers for many, many years. And I've had him on my show a whole bunch of times. And one of the things that he used to tell me that was an MO for Green Bay was really good players, they got signed no less than 1 year out. Great players, sometimes we made an effort to make sure we signed them 2 years out of their deal. We wanted those players to feel like they were wanted, they were a priority, and we were building around them. We didn't want them to feel the way Jamal Adams feels right now. And I know Andrew Brandt right now looks at that situation and says, I've already would have signed this guy because he's one of the 3 best safeties in the league. Okay, maybe he's number 1, 2, or 3, whatever, bro. I don't care about the argument. We're splitting hairs. This guy's a badass. He's a hell of a player. That's a game changer back there. And then that's how he is right now. I got to tell you, if I'm a Jets fan, I'm pissed. Because again, my team is mishandling everything. That's why I'm so happy about what I see now with the Dolphins. And some people even I got an email about 4 or 5 days ago from one of our listeners, and he goes, "Man, I can't believe the 180 you've made with the Dolphins." And I go, "Well, I can't believe the 180 they've made." Is what I told them. I go, it's just, there's no more Tannenbaums, and there's no more Speranos, and there's no more Cam Camerons, and there's no more of these, stupid moves and stuff like that. And they're signing people ahead of time before their contracts are up. And they're creating space, and they're getting draft picks, and players are happy, and they're not pointing fingers, and they're not disgruntled. How am I not going to do a 180? I told the guy. I didn't put all of that in there, but I kind of, put it, paraphrasing it. It's like, just look at what the Dolphins are doing. Look what they've been the last year compared to the last 25 years. Just look at all the stupid-ass moves they used to make. That's why I always ripped them. And when you look at the Jets, it's the same team. It's just up in a colder city up north. That's all it is. It's in a different part of the country, but it's the same clown show that Miami used to be. Miami had those people like that. These guys don't have that anymore. And it's really cool to see for us in Miami. And listen, I laugh at, obviously as a Dolphins fan, I'm enjoying watching what's going on with the Jets. You know what I mean? I want them to be more disgruntled. I want their players to be unhappy. I think it's an overrated team as it is. I think Miami ends up winning more games than the Jets. I really do. I think it'll be the Jets and the Patriots fighting for last place in this division. It'll be Buffalo and Miami fighting for the top of this division. But we'll see. I mean, it'll all be fun as it develops, baby. No doubt about that. See what we got here on the chat board here on the YouTube. Omar Lopez is in house. Gus 1388. Luis Aguayo is in NorCal, baby. 5:55 a.m. Wake and bake. Look at that. NorCal is up early, man. John Santos is in from Stewart. Ian from Brooklyn is in the house. The Raging Dolphin Maniac. Matthew Walker. Seems like every day more and more players are testing positive for COVID, starting to get worried about sports returning. Yeah. Yeah, and if it doesn't return, Omar, what the hell am I going to talk about in a couple months? I got to tell you, there are nights that I sit there and I go, man, if this thing drags on and it knocks all sports out, I don't know what the hell we're going to do on this show, bro. I have no idea, man. Super Boom Shack is in the house. I bet Dolphins over 4.5 wins last year, and they traded all the players for picks. Winner, winner. Yep. Nice job by you to get over 4.5 and make that bet. That's ballsy, NorCal. That's ballsy. Ian from Brooklyn says, Adam Gase can't handle personalities that overshadow his. Yeah. Yeah, he is one of those kind of characters. Matthew says it would make sense for Adam to go to Tampa Bay, chance to win, and he plays for Todd Bowles. That's interesting there. That's an interesting, and their defense is pretty damn good already as it is. Finn Strong 1 says the last time I know DB was traded in the AFC East was Lawyer Malloy. It's a possibility. Yeah, but that was at the end of his career. Lawyer Malloy at that point. Patriots traded him to, what was it, Buffalo, I think it was? Yeah, and Buffalo was sorry at that time, too. It wasn't like anything.
Facing him the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like, you're at the end of your career. Go ahead. Have fun. Play a couple years there and get out. How long did he play in Buffalo? Look it up. How many years did he end up in Buffalo? Because it was towards the end of his career, Lawyer Malloy. But it's just, the Adams, not going to happen, bro. No shot. They trade him to anybody in the division. I'll bet you anything that it won't happen. Okay? No shot. Because Lawyer was part of all those guys that, Belichick gets off the gravy train right before it's about to become the train. It's about to when the train's about to break down. Let's put it that way. 786-322-1105. Gus says no sports. You would have to switch to music, movies, and TV shows. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be all pop culture. You're probably right.
Yeah, but how much of that is even going on?
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's like literally talk about dried up.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. You're right.
Crazy, man. I was with you on the thought. Man, 3 years in Buffalo, post that, 3 years in Atlanta, and then 2 more in Seattle.
Right.
So he had an additional 5 post 3 years in Buffalo.
Did he start in all those down the stretch? Did he start those games, or did he play a lot of?
You know what? The first year in Seattle, 1 game, obviously injury.
Right.
But 15 starts, 16 starts, 15, 16, like this guy.
Still played.
Man, brother, I'm looking, man, you want to talk about reliable? His first year, 10 games started. Everything else, 16. Then there's an 11 in 2004, his second year in Buffalo. And then
but I'm saying in Buffalo. Okay, so so he did good.
Atlanta 15, Seattle the 1 year, obviously injuries.
Well, that's at the end already.
But you know what? His last year he started 16 games for Seattle. It was obviously an injury that second to last year of his career.
What year was that?
We're looking at 2010 was his last year.
All right. So that was before Seattle's run, I
Yeah.
would imagine. Right before Seattle became good.
But you want to talk about a guy every Sunday on the field?
Yeah. He was a hell of a player.
He's on the field playing, man.
He was a hell of a player.
Other than 2 years.
But I don't see I don't see the Jets at all trading him inside the division. I just can't see it at all. Jay says, good morning, Orlando. You'll never run out of material to talk about. You've always maintained your show is more than sports. True. But it's I got to tell you, Jay, it's a challenge, man. Every day it's a challenge to, come up with all the different topics to talk about. And,
thank goodness Mandalorian is showing up in October or November, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those. But I think we'll get some sports back. The ones I worry about are the outside sports and the collision sports. And especially football. Those are the ones that I really worry a lot about because it's just you can't bubble those sports. And the ones you can bubble, you have a shot at least. And so I can't wait to get through this, man. And I know that we all have to get to some kind of I don't want us to be stuck at home either. You know what I mean? I don't mind us getting back out some. I just want us to do it responsibly. You know what I mean? When people are out there, and you go into places, wear your mask. Don't hang around with a whole ton of people. Please. That's what we can do to try to kind of limit the spread. Mix in some video game talk also. Okay. Yeah, but Super Boom Shack, I can't do that. You know why? I don't play video games, bro. So I can't really talk video games. Yeah, I can talk about Space Invaders and Moon Patrol. You know what I mean? It's just I can't talk about whatever it is they play now. I don't play FIFA. I don't play Madden. I don't play any of those war games, whatever the hell they're called. I don't even know the names because I don't play them. So I don't do any of the normal modern day games. I don't have a PlayStation. We do have a Wii at the house, but that's to just like kind of play the stuff that you play with a family. Not really like, what are those war games called? That I don't know. I forgot. I don't know any of them. I mean, I'll recognize it when somebody mentions it.
Graphics are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
They
are.
I'll tell you what, back in the day, my neighbor next door, Juan, he was, a geek like that. Man, them Batman and Spider-Man games and stuff and the detail and oh my God, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like watching a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it, man. It just, again, for me, I'm sorry. I can't, I'm not the one to talk about it. I would have to bring people on to talk about it. At my last stop, I was actually headed in that direction to do some of that. I will do some of that actually on the Inter Miami radio station. We will have some kind of e-game going on with that, but it'll be all soccer. It'll be all football because obviously that station will be all geared towards football. Big O, you can talk about anything. The chatters will fight politics no matter the topic. LOL, great show no matter what's going on in the world. Yeah, you're right. Although the politics stuff and the what's that called, social injustice and all of that, that has not been beneficial. Just so you'll know, okay? Because I've lost probably about 1,000 followers on Twitter. Our chat board, our live chat board, there have been less people on average. The downloads have gone down this month because there's been more political and social injustice talk. So there are people that they are just completely sports. And if you talk anything else, they're like off the bandwagon. They don't want to talk about. Oh, and then obviously we have also the emotional people, and you see it on the chat board, that if you're a staunch Democrat, you don't want to hear anything Republican. And if you hear Republican opinion, you're turning it off, and that's it. And you're a staunch Republican, and you hear anything Democrat, and you disagree, you don't want to hear it, and you're going to unfollow, not listen, whatever. Because there's some of you out there that you just can't handle another opinion or a different opinion. And you can't say, okay, well, we disagree, let's just forget about it and move on, and not let it affect you. There's too many of you that it affects you personally because somebody thinks a different way. You know, I'm pro-guns, let's say. There'll be somebody out there that, oh, no, they're anti-guns. So they're now going to dislike me, unfollow me, and not listen because of that. So we've actually taken a hit over the last month because of everything else going on. So
unfortunately, with those topics, man, there is no, it stays and maintains at this level. It just escalates.
Right.
It ends up getting into a pissing contest.
Right.
You know?
So that's so it's actually, you're right. I could talk about it, and I will talk about it. It's not going to stop me. Like when people, stick to sports. Screw you. Okay? I'm going to talk about whatever I want.
Get him roused.
Okay?
Try to tell him what to talk about.
Yeah, it's right here. It says the Big O Show. You know? It's not John in Hollywood or Sally in Springfield or Tommy in wherever.
Tupelo. Tacoma.
Okay? I don't give a rat's ass what you think. Okay? You don't like my opinion? Too bad. It is what it is. But I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. You know what I mean? But, again, there's a price to pay for it. Okay? Because there are people that just, oh, my God, I just want sports. Oh, dude or dudette, it's hard to make it just sports, baby. It's hard to do. I'm doing 5 hours today. Do you think I can do 5 straight hours of pure sports? There's no sports going on. How the hell am I going to do 5 hours?
You don't want to talk about that boxing match last night?
Yeah.
Mountains to molehill coverage?
Riveting stuff yesterday in the boxing. Oh, wow. Don't forget about Galaga mentioning video games. Damn right. Galaga's amazing. That's my wife's favorite game. Heading to Phantom Fireworks today to load up. Nice. Omar says Keys or West Palm Beach. Oh, that's right, because there's 2 Phantoms. I got you now. I got you. Hell with them, Big O. That's what Angel says. I'm with you, Angel. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. It is what it is. So we got a lot of things, and somehow or another, I still have a bunch of things to talk about today. Having said all that, I was still able to find a lot of things to talk about. And listen, I've already talked about 2 different sports subjects in the first half hour. Speaking of that, we are 36 minutes into the show. Let's take a really quick break here, live from Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Give us a couple minutes. We'll be right back right here on The Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back. You know, I was thinking about this. I don't know if I can plan this because of social distancing, but for those of you that live in town, it would be good if maybe a couple months from now we plan like a get-together, like somewhere, you know? That actually could be cool. Might be something that we could plan. What do you guys think out there? That a spot that we could all meet at somehow, masks and all, social distancing, have some fun, you know, stuff like that.
We could go to the beach and set an example to all the people at the beach that aren't doing it.
Oh, there you go. That's actually not bad because it's nice and open. That actually might be that might not be a bad idea.
I'm just thinking setting an example of how to do this.
Yeah. That might be a decent idea. Because, you know, one of the things that we've done is we've built this thing up a little bit as time has gone on. And so definitely would love to hang out with some of you out there. I know we're going to do it when we get to Cleveland. We would have done it in Vegas. Now, that's from people all over the world that listen. But I'm thinking about some of the locals. That might be something that we could plan, you know, down the line and actually get done. That I think would be really, really cool if we're able to do that. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. As always, that's a 24-hour talk show. Of course, you've got the email, Orlando at Big O Radio Show. More and more folks are using the email. And, of course, right here on YouTube, those of you can reach out to us on the YouTube chat board and on the Super Chat, which is another way to get in. RVA Richmond says, pleasant surprise. Good morning, Big O. I'm a huge Dolphins fan. As long as Belichick's around, be very cautious. You're right. You're right about that, but I got a good feeling about our team now, man. I think we've got the guy to match the wits now. I think we've got the personnel people in the front office to find the talent. I just think it's a different franchise now. I think we have the franchise now to compete and beat the Patriots. Hell, even when they're not at their best, they're beating the Patriots here at home. I know that they don't win the division. Okay, I get it because they haven't been a good team, but I think things are changing, man. I really do. I know you have to respect Belichick, everything that he's done, all of that. I get it, but I like what our team is doing. I believe in our team.
Bottom line, every move connects. You could see a plan, an objective, and a rhyme and a reason for everything that we do.
Yep.
It isn't just we're signing a guy to make the big splash and orange carpet, and ooh la la.
Right.
There is none of that. Everything has a purpose.
Yep. It's like a puzzle. It's falling into place. The feel has been that fewer kids are playing football now, and the game has become a bit softer. Maybe the NFL wants to try to use this season, which would really feel like a true season, to try something a bit new, like face mask structures or a way linemen to make contact. This is a gentleman that was sending me an email, a text about them trying to try a safer style of football. There's no way of doing a safer style of football, because what you're talking about doesn't take away from the collisions of the sport. And you can't take away the collision from the sport. You do that, the sport is dead. The second you start making that game really soft and they're not hitting anymore, you will lose your audience. You will lose the power that league has always had over America. So it's going to be really, really hard to even change that. Steve M. chiming in with the first super chat. Thank you, Steve M. Appreciate you with a super chat. What? Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you, my brother. He says, hey, from Tampa, I love your dedication to the show. Thank you, Steve. That is very kind, and that means a lot. It means a lot because you notice it. It means a lot because you guys are here every single day. It means a lot because we see, the thousands of downloads we get every single day on the show. And to think that we're on pace to, download like 2 million this year. And to think about it, that when we get there, when we get to a full year, about 6 or 7 months of that year, there has been no sports. In our first year of doing this, half the year there were no sports. It's crazy. It's just absolutely insane to think about what's going on in this country right now. And then all this stuff that, for us to do this show every day and overcome all this stuff, not easy, man. Not easy. And thank the Lord for all of you out there for watching, for downloading, for listening, for supporting every single day, for telling people, sharing the links, all of that, and then our incredible sponsors. We're at a place right now where Craig Zinn has been with us throughout the entire pandemic. That's enormous. VSS West Pines, you know what I mean? The accidentlawfirm.com, Bobby Nunez. These are people that have really supported us even through a pandemic. And we've got some other great sponsors, and I know they're all going to be coming back soon. It's just been, we're fortunate, man. We're fortunate. So that keeps me motivated doing it every single day, that you all out there are watching and listening and downloading. That in itself right there is incredible motivation every single day. So thank you very much, Steve M. Appreciate you on the Super Chat, my man, and thank you for supporting the show. Dougie Fresh says, sorry I'm late. Had to work an extra shift at the Tilt-A-Wheel. Ooh, Tilt-A-Wheel. That's a classic. Yeah, baby. I love it. Little Tilt-A-Wheel. That is awesome. All right, 786-322-1105. I love my music, right? And so I don't know if you guys are Third Eye Blind fans. Do you like Third Eye Blind? I think they're pretty cool, Bill. You like Third Eye Blind? They're all right, right? They're like a fun band.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Well, this is interesting what Third Eye Blind is doing. Many bands are postponing tour dates, right, until next year. Others are adapting to the new norm, planning socially distanced drive-in shows. On Thursday, June 18th, okay, which was Third Eye Blind announced yesterday, they'd be performing at the Ventura County Fairgrounds in California as part of the first ever socially distant concert series. Concerts in your car. At the description suggests, concert goers will drive up to their designated row on a first-come, first-parked basis. Tickets are sold by car and attendees. They will need to adhere to strict safety guidelines during the performance. The show will include a visual light show, multimedia entertainment, and video screens. Description reads, sound will be distributed via FM radio. The combination of an extra high 360-degree stage and screens will ensure a good viewing experience for everyone. Portions of the proceeds will benefit Ventura County's Food Share Food Bank. The drive-in concert is slated to go down July 25th, and tickets are available. There you go. How about that, dude? So you see how there's an adjustment coming, right? And this is like the first. I've never heard of a drive-in concert. Now, if somebody comes up with that here, I'm there, bro. I'm there. Guaranteed. I'm there to do that. I ain't driving all the way to California for Third Eye Blind. Now, if this was U2 or Iron Maiden, I'm in the car already. I'm on my way. I'm going.
You wouldn't fly and grab a rental car?
No, I'm driving. Driving.
You like I-10 or something, man?
Yeah, I'm driving. Hell yeah. Big O, will you be on Sirius this weekend? No, I am not on Sirius. Right now, I'm not scheduled to be on Sirius. I am off for the weekend. So I am actually happy that I'm off. I've been off the last couple weekends, and it's been pretty fun, man. It's been pretty cool. Okay, I'll do some stuff on Sirius down the line. I've got this stuff going on with Internal that is going to pick up drastically next week as we start with programming and all kinds of other things. Did this not charge? I think I did not charge my my watch.
First day, obviously it's us in Orlando scheduled. That's July 8th, I believe.
That's a Wednesday. The station will be on Monday.
So you're starting the 6th.
The 6th of July, the station will be on the air. Yes. Why?
And I'm just, what do we have upcoming that some semblance of normalcy, another installment getting in that direction?
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, I mean, soccer would be great to get it back, man. It's great to get back all sports. You know what I'm saying? I thought I charged this damn thing today. I didn't charge it. My bad. Anyway, so so we'll get that station back on, the 6th, and then on the 8th we will be live, and we'll be carrying the games. Soon we'll give you some of the particulars, the insight on everything going on, and the people that will be a part of it. Got a good group of people that we're putting together, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big O, what does your gut say when it comes to X? Will he be a Dolphin 3 years from now? No. I think he'll be traded. Okay? I think he will be. I would go with that. Punch that like a button. Tell friends, family, subscribe to the Big O Show. He's the GOAT. Finn Strong one. That's very nice of you, my man. That is very nice of you. Big O, rank these 3 bands for me. Foreigner, Kansas, and the Eagles. Wow. I'm going to go Eagles. Wow. Yeah, Foreigner and then Kansas. Kansas is the better musicians, but I'll go Eagles, Foreigner, Kansas. Yeah, that's probably the way I go. Yes.
And actually, if you were to put it out on make a list on a sheet, hits
Oh, no.
The Eagles would have the most hits. The next would be Foreigner, then Kansas.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Catalog basis.
Yeah, yeah. It's and Foreigner's right there, right there by the Eagles, man. It's Eagles aren't that ahead of Foreigner when it comes to hits. You know, it's barely, you know, but yeah, no doubt, right there. But I love Kansas, man. Kansas is one of my favorites. Let's see. Hey, who's going tonight to the drive-in Big O at Hard Rock Stadium? $40, doesn't include a $10 popcorn. Mark, I'm not going to go, unfortunately. It's a cool thing, but I am not going to go, unfortunately. No, I will not be there. It would be pretty cool. Lakeisha is in the house. Good morning, Lakeisha. Big O, did you get a haircut? No, I did not get a haircut. What I did was I just, trimmed. That's all it is. It always looks like that because you get cleaned up, right? So, the top I'm not going to cut that. So I don't know if some of you do this too, but you trim your sideburns and the extra hair that comes out of your sideburns and all that. So I trimmed all of that. I cleaned up the sides, so that's why it looks. You're what's that called? You notice everything. I forgot the word I'm looking for.
You're very observant.
Observant. There it is. Exactly. That's pretty good. Because I have the headphones on. I don't know even how you notice it. But I don't know if some of you have been doing that during quarantine. So you get the machine and you clear out all that hair that comes out of the sideburn and goes over to your ear. You clear all that out so that way you got a nice clean, over the ear stuff. Then you trim down the sideburns and then that's it, man.
Nah.
And then all of a sudden it looks like you kind of cut your hair, but you really didn't cut your hair. You just cleaned up the fluff on the sides. That's all.
Nah, we're letting it grow, man.
Yeah, but you can.
I'm just, you can.
Yeah, you can. I don't know, but
I'm going to be in the ugly stage for 8, 10, maybe a year.
Yeah, I'm not cutting my hair yet. I can't go do it, man.
The thing that's great is you fit in because lack of, and it's I got an excuse. It's just, Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go with that. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter, and that's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that, as you all know, is a 24-hour talk show. That, my friends, is always going on. What else do we have here? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Pena says, did you get a haircut? Raging Dolphin Maniac. Oh, what's your favorite ELO record? I think mine is Out of the Blue. I would agree with you. Out of the Blue is the one with Turn to Stone, right? Yes, I would go with that one. Sweet Talking Woman, right? Mr. Blue Sky. Out of the Blue. I think that's the one. Yeah, that's a hell of an album, bro. So, yeah, I would go with that. New York City Sports. Big O, do you think the Athletic will last much longer? Tons of layoffs. My brother, they have money, and they have let go of a lot of people, but that's everything. You know what I mean? Intercom's let go a ton of people. Everything. Everybody's let go because it's what Bill was saying. There's nothing new of anything. There's no new TV shows. There are no new movies. There's no concerts. There's no sports going on. People can't create any new material. So we don't have enough people to open all our restaurants. Our restaurants can't even open at full. It's not an athletic thing. It's a societal thing right now. It's a worldwide pandemic that is setting everybody back. So I think the Athletic can survive to a certain extent with a limited number of writers because it depends on the revenue coming in, right? We had several sponsors a few months back before the pandemic. Pandemic takes over and, we lost about 70% of our sponsors. It's tough. And we're trying to survive ourselves, with all of that. But it's everybody, man. Everybody's just trying to keep their heads above water. It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, if it's a mechanic, anything. Whatever it is, nobody is doing the same kind of business that they were doing prior. And if this continues, even people that are doing good business, that business will continue to dry up a little bit because less and less money is out on the street. Less people are working. We got to get back to getting to work. I just wish we all would do it responsibly. But it's not an athletic thing, my man. It's just everybody. It's tough. Big O, you can do a show hangout party at Top Golf out by Hard Rock Stadium in a month or so. That's pretty good, Top Golf. I can do it, and I got good connections there. I could actually pull that off. You know that? That's a good idea. That one is that's an exceptional idea, Top Golf. I like that. I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it. I don't know about a month from now. Maybe we might wait a little bit more to try to buy ourselves a little more time. Although waiting longer, maybe the thing gets worse, and then we really can't. I don't know what to think, man. I really don't. I'll tell you this. Can I congratulate somebody that is better than I will ever be as a human being? And she is doing more for our society than I will ever do for our society. And I got to give Renee Montgomery from the WNBA a ton of credit. She is leaving her job with the WNBA, and she is now going to dedicate her this next year at fighting social injustice. That's pretty cool. Here's how the story goes. She elaborated her decision on calling out on a leap of faith. Do we have Renee's sound there? Let's hear from Renee, because I'd rather you hear from her than me read her soundbite.
I'm the type of person that I'm either all in or I'm not. And I was thinking the WNBA season, there's going to be 3 games a week, which then there will be practice in between that, film. You know, I'm one of the players that study a lot. Like, I take it like I'm very over-prepared. And so I just know that if my heart is somewhere else, then I don't need to be doing something different. And I just talked to my parents. I prayed on it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm just going to do it. And I'm not breaking up with basketball. It's just I'm just pausing things, because right now we can all see something's happening. Like, something's happening in America. Something's happening all over. So I want to be a part of that something. I want to tackle it systematically. And I know people are going to say, well, systematic racism can't be fixed overnight. I know that. But I want to shed light on certain things that just don't make sense. Like, there's a lot of laws right now that were made a long time ago, and they need to be updated. And there's low-hanging fruit, like the chokehold or the knee on somebody's neck, and you see a lot of states are banning that now. So, I mean, I just think there's a lot of common sense that needs to be had. And so just to shed light on some things. And I think really I'm going to focus on voting, though, yesterday. And he's the coach, UConn coach. And, you know, he was just talking about, Maya had talked to him before, and he was like, you know, this is going to be a big financial hit. And I do. Like, I get it. Like, not having a job for a certain amount of time is not comfortable. But I don't know. That's why they call it a leap of faith. Spoiler alert, I'm going to let everybody use their own way of saying it or their own way of doing it. But I think there's a lot of people that are like-minded in a sense of me, where it's just not about basketball right now. So the people that are going to go play, that's fine. But for me, my heart is somewhere else. So that's where I'm going to go. Money-wise should concern me. It's never good not having a job. I don't know. People have called me, like, unrealistically optimistic at times, and I think that's probably my gift and my curse. So I should be concerned, but I'm not. I don't know. That's because I say I should be concerned in the sense that I don't have any specific jobs lined up where people are like, oh, well, yeah, she's going to do, like, I've obviously done TV before, but I don't have a contract sitting right now waiting on me. So yeah, we'll figure that part out. A lot of people are asking, like, what am I going to do? Well, I already have a foundation. So I'm going to work through my foundation to try to educate people on voting, why you should vote. A lot of people don't feel like it matters if they vote. It does. We can see now it does. So try to keep the momentum going for November.
There you go. And I got to tell you something. I want you to think about this with Renee Montgomery. Okay? You have to understand what she's doing. All right? Do you have a dream? If you have a dream, were you able to achieve that dream? Did you dream about being a lawyer? Did you dream about running your own business? Did you dream about being a basketball player? And you can bet your ass that Renee Montgomery has been busting her butt to be a WNBA player. That was her dream. And for her to put her dream aside so she can go do this to fight for everybody. And she sees now what's going on, and she sees the momentum and the movement. And anybody in the black community right now sees this. And if they're smart, they're taking advantage of it. Because they finally, the rest of the world has been unlocked. You know, a lot of people heard about racism and all that, and they kind of like, oh yeah, I know it happened, but they don't really realize it. And then now all these videos have just put it to the forefront, and people are seeing the hate right there and then. It's disgusting them. And it's a beautiful thing to see the rest of the world teaming up with the black community to fight something that the black community has been fighting, yelling, telling everybody about. And so now you see Renee, and she sees this issue, and she now wants to put aside her dream to help fight this for everybody. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's very hard for any of us to walk away from something. Look, it's easy for any of us to walk away from a job we hate. Okay? All right, Renee Montgomery does not hate being a WNBA player. She loves being a WNBA player, but she loves being black more. That means more to her, which, of course, it should. And so for her, the priority is for humanity. I think it's, you think about it, you just say, well, she's just leaving her WNBA. I hope you don't look at it that way. I hope you look at it for what it is. Okay? This is somebody that is risking and sacrificing a lot. Because whatever you do, even if she's a year away, okay, we were talking about Kaepernick 4 years away, a year away sets you back. And you don't know what happens in the next year. That is she able to regain it back? Is she able to get her edge back? Because it's not just a physical thing, it's also a mental thing. And a year away from this and now fighting social injustice, her mindset may be different a year from now. And it may change. And all of a sudden it changes her priorities. You never know. So she could be even completely walking away from it now for this. You never know. But all I'm saying is I just want to give the young lady a lot of love because she deserves it, man. All right, we got a break again. Top of the hour here. Hour number 2 is coming up. Don't forget, EJD Construction, proud sponsor of our program. Call Eric, man. You want to listen, you need to extend that house. You got to add another room. Maybe you want to add a back patio, something along those lines. One of our listeners added an extra room to the house because the family is growing. They got more people in. You can do the same thing. You want to improve the man cave, the kitchen. I tell you all the time, EJD Construction. Eric is the best. In fact, they're building our studios right now for Inter. I'm telling you, EJD Construction, 305-318-4978. Not a handyman. All right, we're talking about custom home construction and major home remodeling, fully insured, $2 million liability, $1 million workers' comp. Call Eric right now and tell him that Big O sent you. 305-318-4978 for EJD Construction.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back. Hope you guys are doing well out there. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Drew Brees got into some heat 2 weeks ago because of the anthem talk, and he apologized profusely, apologized twice, even on video. His wife also apologized. And look, I was one of those that I wasn't slamming Drew Brees. He was wrong, but I love the fact that he came clean and admitted that he was wrong and that he had the wrong point of view on it, that he wasn't looking at it the right way, and that it's never had anything to do with the military or the flag or anything like that, dishonoring anything along those lines. And so, one of the things I talked about is I'm a track record guy. Your track record says a lot about who you are and how you've handled things. And this is a guy that's always handled things in a first-class fashion and always been a great human being. And remember earlier he said he was donating $5 million to COVID, right? Well, Drew Brees donated $5 million to COVID relief. Now he's opening up a new food bank with that cash. The QB and his wife Brittany are opening a second harvest food bank in Lafayette, which is expected to make a huge impact in the area. With many of our donations going through COVID crisis, we've been able to establish facilities and programs that will last far beyond the existing need, Brees said. We are excited to announce a new Second Harvest Food Bank kitchen in partnership with Catholic Charities of Arcadia in Lafayette that will allow us to produce 15,800 meals per week for children, families, and seniors in need, as well as the homeless throughout Southwest Louisiana. And so, that's where these are things that this is a hell of a human being. This is a good man. You know what I'm saying? And so when he made that mistake, which when I see Mike Gundy, I don't see a mistake. I see a racist that is hiding behind football, behind coaching, the OAN shirt. That guy knew exactly what OAN stands for. He knows what that network preaches. He's been ignorant the entire offseason, saying stupid things like, we'll be back on the practice field in June, and, football's more important than anything and all that. Dabo's also been kind of a moron, too, throughout this, too. Downplaying all of this. But I'm not going to put Dabo in the same area as this guy. And so when I look at these kind of individuals, okay, I don't trust Mike Gundy as far as I can throw him. I trust Drew Brees, bro. Okay? Mike Gundy, it's already proven he's a racist. That's already come out. Alfred Williams and other players that were playing for Colorado heard him directly call them the N-word. Okay? Not that I even needed that as proof, because I can read. I'm pretty good at reading through bull crap. And Mike Gundy is full of more crap than anyone else in college football. Now, that guy, I don't believe. Drew Brees, I put my life on it, bro. Okay? That guy's not racist, not one bit. That guy just had a old type of point of view on it, and it was a closed-minded point of view, and one that actually is not the definition, because there is no definition. Part of being an American is protesting. That's what we fought for, have the freedoms to fight for what we feel is wrong. We can do that in this country. They can't do it in North Korea. So, that's when I see Drew Brees, doing these kind of things, this is why he deserves the benefit of the doubt, because he's earned it, man. Mike Gundy hasn't earned it. Mike Gundy should be fired. In fact, if they don't fire him, they're going to be making an enormous mistake, because those comments and that story is going to linger, and parents are going to know about that story, and they're not going to send their kids to Oklahoma State. They're going to take a hit now in recruiting. Guaranteed. They will take a hit on recruiting from here on out. People will pick up on, and especially in this environment, I got to tell you. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Here's something that's been banned, and I had no idea about this. Did you know that the Gator bait chant is racist? Right? I had no idea. None. They eliminated it. You know that? Gators won't be doing that anymore. The University of Florida is pulling the plug on its famous Gator bait chant. The school's president says its racist ties make it no longer acceptable for UF to use it. In a statement released Thursday, President Ken Fuchs axed the popular cheer, which has been screamed by thousands of fans weekly during Gator college football games over the years. While I know of no evidence of racism associated with our Gator bait cheer at UF sporting events, this is horrific, historic racist imagery associated with the phrase. According to University Athletics and the Gator band will discontinue the use of the cheer. Wait till you hear this. I had no idea about this. Okay? If you're unfamiliar, America's use of Gator bait truly is disturbing. Reportedly, white men would use African-American babies to lure gators out of the swamps so they could hunt them more easily for their skin. UF sporting events, the band would play some tunes and pause. The entire crowd could chant in unison, Gator bait. Fuchs said in addition to stopping all of that, the school will take even more steps to ensure racial justice, vowing to remove any UF-controlled monuments or namings that have ties to Confederacy. The school president also said University of Florida will no longer receive labor from inmates, adding the symbolism of inmates' labor is incompatible with our university. It's the past time for UF to commit and engage in this challenging, uncomfortable, transformational work. We know that we cannot undo lifetimes of injustice and racism, but we believe we can make progress in education, advancing truth, reconciliation and justice, and anti-racism, equality, and working to eradicate inequities. I had no idea. I just thought of it as a chant. Look, when I was a kid, I'll give you something that is not comparable, but my ignorance is, okay, because I will claim ignorance. Anybody that's listened to this show for over the years, you know I'm a monster Southern rock fan, okay? Like monster. All right, when I was a kid till I am now, if it was Molly Hatchet, if it was Blackfoot, whatever, you name it, I wanted to go see them in concert. Huge Southern rock guy. That's how I looked at the Confederate flag, as a symbol of Southern rock when I was a kid. When I was 10, 12, 13, 15, to me, that was like a Southern rock symbol. I didn't even look at it for any of the historical, and obviously you studied all of that. But I kind of looked at it like, oh, well, we inherited for Southern rock. And I didn't look at it as racial or anything like that, obviously. But I was a child then, and you don't look at it any better. As you get older, then you realize it and all that. But as a kid, that's how I kind of looked at it, like a symbol for Southern rock. No, I wasn't looking at it in any racist form like it's been in the past. And the Gator chant, I just thought it was a silly college chant. Like what they do, UM does the same thing. CANES, the same thing. I didn't view it. I had no idea about Gator bait and what it stood for, dude. Like, wow.
Please.
You knew about that?
No, I did not. But please do not belittle. At least we spell our stuff. I can tell you firsthand, 92, being at the Jackson Brewery waiting for the drop in the Central Time Zone and listening to Alabama. And I'm like, at least we all together collectively spell out our stuff. Go Gators. Yeah, anybody could do that.
Is that your
We spell our stuff. We, a little bit more difficult.
Is that your deep fan hot take?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Don't, Canes, CANES Canes. We're all together and doing it.
There you go. Bill's happy.
It ain't like 2-syllable Alabama. Go Gators. You know what I mean? There's no effort there.
Julius 305 saying, I'll bring green lizards. What are we talking about here? Where are you guys bringing the green lizards to? Well, you guys aren't inviting me, or what the hell's going on? You guys are making plans on the chat board there for a party? Where am I? What's up? What's up?
You're wanting to partake in a party now.
Alan C. says, disgusting it took them this long to ban that chant. Alan, they're banning that chant. They're banning Confederate statues all over the country. All of that, bro. What are you talking about? You make it sound like it's only one place? It's everywhere. It's littered all over. Clemson just took that. They had their scholarship honor award was named after a guy that was part of slave trade, Calhoun. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a Gator thing. It's all over our country. And you know what I also laugh at with some people, that they'll interview the person and go, well, hey, it's our history. If you erase all of our history, then, it's just our history. We got to learn from it. Okay, you can learn from it from a book. You don't need to honor it. You know what I mean? Taking down all these disgusting statues that stood for a time that we're all embarrassed for. You know what I mean? There's no reason to honor anything that's disgraceful. Okay? Just because the guy was, in America 200 years ago, but he was doing nothing good, I don't think we need to honor that kind of guy. So I'm glad that they're cleaning up all of this stuff that's insensitive as hell. Good. And by the way, Alan C., you had no idea about the Gator chant, just like most of us. 99.9% of us had no idea about the Gator chant. None. If we did, issues would have been brought up already. But now everything's coming to light. Okay? That's why Mike Gundy now is in some trouble, because players remember who Mike Gundy really is. Okay? And that's who he is. When you're screaming the N-word at people in a football game like that, okay? Because I'll tell you what, I'm 53. And when I was Mike Gundy's age, I never did that, never thought about it, never acted that way, never, ever looked at somebody that way. Ever. Okay? So to me, that person doesn't change. I'm sorry. That means you were brought up that when you're screaming N-words at other men in a football game, and then 30 years later you're wearing an OAN shirt, I know who you are, dude. I don't need to. I don't need any more proof. And please don't insult my intelligence with some pathetic apology. And then especially that first one with the kid, that it just looks so staged and awkward. And Chubba, come on, bro, get the hell out of
there.
there.
That racist fiber is in your DNA.
Yes, of course.
Okay,
please.
And to try to, I had no idea. Like, you're that dumb. You're that stupid.
Right.
Really, buddy?
Yep. Oh, the lizards are for the get-together at Crandon Park. Aha. Is it like our station get-together or your get-together? What are we doing? Like, we're going to do a show get-together, or what's the deal? So you're going to bring the green lizards for our get-together? I like it.
No,
like it.
What it is
so
lizard.
Alexa has to bring the cupcakes.
It's lizard racing.
Oh, that too?
Instead of the marble racing, lizard racing.
Okay. All right. I like it. Everybody, you have to touch your own lizard. Don't touch somebody else's lizard. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. I like it. Station get together. There we go. That's it. Getting together. I love it. I love it.
And actually, talking about the Gator chant,
yes,
you'd have to be a KKK member or a racist or get to know the element of where that originated. Like, I've never heard that.
Yeah, no, none of us know. None of us knew about the Gator
So you would
chant.
have to have.
I just thought it was a silly, regular college chant that everybody has. Everybody has their own. Rocky Top has their own, and everybody does their own little cheer. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own cheer. That's what I thought it was. It was a cheer. I had no idea it stood for that. Wow, that blew me away.
Well, anybody that would know that it was that and not come up forth saying that, I'm surprised this hasn't come out.
Right.
Up until this point.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I had no idea that it was that
And
bad.
I usually will not in any way, shape, or form give props to them. Like you hear me say, if they ever make underwater basket weaving a sport, let the Gators lose at that too. Got to give props to the Gators.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They're doing the right
Step
thing.
in the right.
That's
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to do things. And I
take
like
action. Don't wait. Take action right now.
That's
Nip it in the bud and get it done.
Hey, listen, if they want to be recruiting, you better clean your program up if you want to keep recruiting at a high level. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that's going to be very important for them. That's why I say Oklahoma State, you better fire that guy. If you don't fire that guy, you're going to pay a serious price down the line because people are not going to stay in that program with that guy as this story now festers. And I would not be surprised if something else comes up with Gundy now, because it's hard to imagine that he had the incident with those guys on the field calling them ends, and then he wears the OAN shirt and nothing in between. Come on, man.
Oh, no. There's a lot of skeletons.
Something's going to happen.
And dirt to surface.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if another assistant coach on that staff is one who thinks alike and also gets exposed in the process. We'll see. But hey, look, man, I don't care about Oklahoma State. You know, to me, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you this. I'll give you something that I've been impressed with. And for me personally, I got to say, early on, I'm wrong big time. Okay, now it hasn't happened what I'm talking about because he's been able to kind of avoid it, but I got to give the kid props, and that's Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray, I was very worried about his size. He survived the first year, didn't take any big hits. I still worry about that, and I got to give him props because obviously it's only been 1 year. You know, it's kind of like the Lamar Jackson thing. I think if Lamar doesn't learn how to be a passer, eventually all that running, he is going to get, broken in half at one point or another. But I love this kid's moxie. When you watch him, he's accurate. He's athletic. He is fearless. Got a really good arm, bro. He's not a big guy, but
Kid's a baller, man, a gamer. Game on the line, man, that guy shows up.
Yeah, he shows up. He can play. And, the one thing that I've been worried about with him is durability. And that hasn't, reared its ugly head yet because it's only been 1 year. But here's a kid that, they added DeAndre Hopkins. So they added another weapon to go with Kirk and Fitzgerald. So he's going to have himself an incredible threesome of wide receivers there. So Murray, the offensive rookie of the year, wants to take it to the next level. So he is now writing a check. Per source with knowledge, Murray has invited 20 teammates to Dallas for workout sessions that will run from Sunday to Wednesday. Murray is paying for the entire event. From travel to lodging to food, it will cost him more than $40,000. He invited all quarterbacks, all 4, running backs 4, receivers 9, tight ends 4 for a series of on-field session, team-building exercises, including bowling and an outing at Top Golf there. How about that one? You were talking about Top Golf right there in NorCal. All 20 teammates accepted the invitation. Murray made all the arrangements from flight to hotels to dinners to activities. They'll use a pair of practice fields, and they plan to be cognizant of physical distancing requirements while working out in all relative events. While no in-person off-season program, it's a way for the Cardinals' skill positions to get ready for the 2020 season. A young cat like that, second year, to be doing that, let me tell you, I'm looking forward to Tua doing that next year with his guys. He can't do that this year because obviously he's not even the starter yet and he's not even comfortable yet. But after he gets a year under his belt and then he'll become the guy next year, Tua has to pull something off like this. I mean, this makes me root even more for this kid. I still worry because he's small, but man, you got to love this. This is a young man that gets it. Okay? And if you're the guy that drafted him, you're like, wow, I got the right guy. I got the guy that cares. I got the guy that wants to be great. I got the guy that wants to lead. Because that's part of leading right there, dude. Right? All of those guys right there will be in love with Kyler Murray from here on out.
You know what I see,
I mean, that's leadership through the roof, bro.
You know what I see?
What are you going to say?
Well, the kid's doing this on his rookie contract, right?
Yes.
And he was the number 1 pick, so he has
He's making nice
the
money.
fattest. But
$40,000.
obviously, this kid has some nice endorsements to be able to go, you know what, man? I got the dime. I got all the dimes. I'm going to pick it up. It's on my tab.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Kid's got some nice.
Larry Fitzgerald has more money than him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So our boy Kenyon Drake will be there with him. He'll be working out with the boys. They got a nice offense there, man, in Arizona. That's pretty good if they can keep him clean. And here's the other thing that I noticed with him: his mobility is probably something that they forecasted, and Cliff Kingsbury is probably counting on because he has a little bit of that. He has a knack of moving around without you getting that big hit on him. Russell Wilson does that all the time. Emmitt Smith drove people crazy. He knew when to spin off and knew Barry Sanders. There's certain guys that have a work done. There are certain guys. Lamar Jackson has done considering how much
never get all of them.
Yeah. Considering how much he runs, he's done a really good job of avoiding it. He's taken a couple of those hits that you cringe, but there's a gift to that. And Murray has a little bit of that gift, that he has a great awareness of how to avoid that hit, because that's what helps Russell Wilson. Russell can run around, but Russell's no dummy, okay? He's not a Jimmy Garoppolo. Like last year, not this past season, but Garoppolo, he took on the tackler, knocked his ass out for the rest of the season, and he learned his lesson. Russell Wilson's never going to be that stupid. He's not going to take on any tackler. He'll slide, he'll run out of bounds, he'll live for the next play. He's not going to take on a tackler, and he's not going to headbutt a wall like Gus Frerotte. Okay? And so Kyler Murray is showing me intelligence, leadership, smarts, and obviously an edge, because you got to love the player that is willing to do anything outside of cheating to get better. The extra practice time, the extra film time, the extra camaraderie, the bringing people together, being a leader. Love to know if Kyler thought about this. Did somebody give him the idea? Whatever it is, but I love that he's doing it, man. Great stuff by Kyler Murray. All right, let's take a break.
You know what I love about the kid? When he runs, though, he's looking downfield to still throw
he's
a pass.
Because he's a quarterback.
He's not,
he's a quarterback.
Okay, once he gets out of the pocket, he's going past the line of scrimmage and run. Yeah,
Lamar.
No, he's still trying to
he's a quarterback.
Extend the play.
He's a quarterback.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. No, he's a quarterback. That I give.
And he had some.
Kyler Murray is not an athlete with the ball in his hands.
You remember
he's a quarterback.
when he was at Oklahoma, man, he had some 40, 50, like long runs.
Yeah.
Like the kid can do it.
Well, he's got wheels, dude.
But still,
he's got wheels.
He is, like you said, his arm is his first MO.
Yeah, love it, man. Love it. Love when I saw that story, I was like, Cardinals fans have to love this. And next year, Dolphins fans, I think Tua will do something like that.
And you got to be really
no
surprised.
Doubt in my mind.
You got to be really surprised because you were not expecting much from that coaching staff.
No, I'm not. I'm still not a Kingsbury guy yet. Not yet. But Murray is the guy that I worried about because of his size. But that's. But mark my words. Mark this tape. Tua will do that next year when he's in control. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back for the final half hour of the first show of the day. Remember, our normal Fridays now are 9 to 11 here at Craig's Inn Acura, and then we move on over to Hialeah Park from 1 to 4. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald will stop by at 1:30. Patricia Triana is going to join us at 2:30 to talk a little NFL and Giants. At 3:30, Franco Panizo is going to join us from Miami Total Football to talk a little Inter Miami. A lot of things to talk about, and I've got a whole bunch of other subjects that I want to get to also on the show. Back with more right here on the Big O Show, live from Craig's Inn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we take you till 11 here, and then we take a little break for 2 hours, and we're back on the air at 1 o'clock, and we'll go 1 to 4.
A
and we'll have
break?
some fun.
A break? You know
break,
how
right?
maniac, I'd like tear this down, fly to Hialeah,
I know.
set it up. Maybe a break for you, bro, but for me, not so much.
All right, well, it's still a break for you guys because we're back in 2 hours, and so we'll be rocking and having some fun here on the show.
2 hours of chaos for me, a break for you.
I don't know. I mean, it's still a lot we got to do, bro. We still got to do a lot of show is left because we still have 3 more hours to talk about a whole bunch of things. And if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Find us there on Twitter at Big O Show, as always. And remember, you can also send me an email if you want to. Orlando at Big O Radio Show. That's the other way to reach out to us here on the program. Got a bunch of guests for the afternoon. Looking forward to that. I see where Josh Gordon has applied for reinstatement. And I'm gonna be a little cold here. I'm gonna be the guy that maybe has to I don't know, just be honest here. So Gordon's lawyer says the NFL's most recent drug relapse for Josh Gordon was sparked by his brother's tragic death. But he has gotten the help he needs and is back on the right track. The 29-year-old was indefinitely suspended from the NFL back in 2019 after failing another drug test, adding to a long list of penalties since 2013. Now, here's where I've got to now get to the point already and be honest, okay? The NFL has been incredibly irresponsible when it comes to Josh Gordon. By giving him 50 chances, that's not the right message, okay? Josh Gordon is not suited to play in the NFL. Forget about the physical talents that he has. He mentally is not suited to be in the NFL. He has proven over and over and remember I told you earlier with Drew Brees, I'm a track record guy. What's his track record? His track record is he fails drug tests and he fails you. Team, players, whoever. And the fact that he relapsed because his brother died just proves that what he needs to do is solely focus on him. He doesn't have the mental capability to handle the rigors of being a professional athlete. That comes with too many pressures. You're front and center, you're on national TV all the time, you're in the news, and they're all talking about your addictions on a consistent basis. Josh Gordon needs to live under the radar, away from everybody. The asinine statement of the year is, oh, if you take away football from him, he has nothing and he'll end up with nothing. No, he needs to focus on himself. He doesn't have the mental capability to do this. He's proven that. We're in 2020. We've been at this since 2013. He's proven it over and over and over again. He's a drug addict. He's a drug addict that is a terrible influence in your locker room. He's a drug addict that you have to baby the entire time. If you have to do that, then you have the wrong person in your corporation. Don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a law office. I don't care if it's a football team. I don't care what it is. If you have to bring somebody in, you have to police, then they can't be a professional. So he can apply for reinstatement all he wants. What I say to the NFL is stop being pathetic. Okay? Stop allowing people that beat women and giving them 5, 10 chances to come back to your league. Greg Hardy, whoever. Josh Gordon's. And Josh Gordon needs to focus on him, period. Every day. That's all he should do. That guy belongs nowhere near an NFL field. And if the NFL had any scruples, and if any of these teams had any scruples, they would actually look at each other and say, I can't count on him. Why am I going to sign him? Because those are the basic facts. We have to get past the sympathetic part of it. Okay? If people don't want to help themselves, which is what Josh Gordon doesn't want to do, obviously, his addictions are so bad, he refuses to help himself. You can't keep giving somebody a chance just because they're talented. And that talent hasn't paid off in many years now. It's been for a while. Okay? Josh Gordon needs to go away. Bro, rehab for the rest of your life. Figure out a job that is quiet, away from everybody. You can focus on doing whatever it is and then bettering yourself. But on a football field, you'll never better yourself. The demands, the pressures, the expectations are too much, and they pile on, and he gives in every single time. Not once, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. I mean, I could just bring LeBron James in to do this. You know, I don't want to make light of it, but it's become a joke at this point. Just mentioning Josh Gordon is a joke. It's a joke. If the Dolphins are considering Josh Gordon, I would rip the Dolphins to shreds for that. Who the hell needs this? This guy's a disaster, is what he is.
Have to say this is a step backwards because when he came out and said, look, I need to get away from, I need to help me. I need to get better, me, mentally. And thought, okay, you know what? This guy maybe is clued in, grounded, and he gets it.
Yeah, maybe figure it out.
There's more important things than football, like my well-being, my head, where I'm at.
You have to get to
this is a step back. He's back to, here he wishy-washy.
There's no step nothing. He's the same guy since 2013. He's a disaster, bro. That's all. Yeah. Enough already. Enough.
And because honestly, man, when he said, I need to step away, I need to get me well, thought that, wow, okay, this guy's growing.
That might be progress.
Right?
Yeah.
He's fallen down again,
right. He never got up. Okay? Never got up. That guy has no business in the NFL. And if your team's considering him, it's pathetic that you would count on that guy. Because he can't be counted on.
Really sad, man, because there is no doubt this guy has some amazing talent, bro.
Take a little trip with me says, what's racist about OAN? I respectfully disagree. And OAN, sir, did you not hear he called people the N-word? What more do you need? Take a little trip with me. He's calling people the N-word. And have you watched that network? Come on, man. Come on. If you can't read through what that network stands for, I can't help you, my man. I can't help you. But I guess calling people the N-word is not racist. Let's see. I'm $39,995 short of being able to pay Big O's party. I got 5 on it. Dougie Fresh says, I will donate 5 and bring some homemade, what is this, horchata? What is homemade horchata? What is horchata? I have no idea what that is, Dougie Fresh. Is that a joke or something? Because you got me. Man of 1,005 holds. Gordon's gotten too many chances by the NFL. It's like giving kid a candy for getting D's in class. Exactly. Gordon's been getting an F, and you continue to pass him every year. Super Boom Shack, he can't be depended on. I wouldn't sign him. I mean, it's ridiculous that anybody would even think about it. Hanging and banging and not doing enough of the latter, like the Mad Dog used to say, R.I.P. Nico Jones. He's having some fun. Nico Jones. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that is a 24-hour talk show. 49ers, you saw the other day, the Eagles ended up losing a guard for the season. The Niners got bad news and I guess good news, right? Deebo Samuel breaks his foot. Okay, here's how the story goes. Deebo Samuel underwent surgery after suffering a Jones fracture in his left foot while working out with teammates in Nashville, Tennessee earlier in the week. The Jones fracture is a break between the base and the middle part of the fifth metatarsal of the foot, and it requires surgery. Samuel had it on Thursday in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He says surgery went perfect. I'm telling you all, in 10 weeks, there will be a better Deebo than you have seen. I'm telling you, legendary. Okay, according to the Niners, the timetable for Samuel's potential return is not yet known, though they expect to have a better idea when the team reports to training camp in late July. A source told Adam Schefter Samuel suffered the injury while working out with the Niners' skill position players in Nashville this week, as they've been able to do their normal on-field work in Santa Clara, unable in Santa Clara because of the coronavirus pandemic. So, now, Deebo Samuel will come back, and that's good for the Niners. He'll be back in time for the season. Will he be himself is the question. You know, he can say all he wants about you don't come back from an injury right away and you're yourself, especially a broken bone. It'll take you a while, like maybe a year, to really get back to where you're at. So this will affect Deebo Samuel, I would imagine, at least the first half of this season. And maybe he'll start looking better in the second half of the season into the playoffs. Because obviously the Niners are a team that, hell, they could win the damn Super Bowl when it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? So bad news, I guess good news. The only thing I would say is that when he says you're going to see a better than Deebo Samuel, I doubt that. Maybe in 2021 you can see that Deebo Samuel that's better than the one you saw last year. But this year's version of it, I don't know if it's going to be better. I'm just saying. It's hard. It's hard. It's unrealistic to think that he's going to be able to overcome that easy. You know what I'm saying? So, Deebo Samuel, breaking foot. Oh, when Gordon left the Pats, he said he was doing Xanax in middle school and drinking vodka. This is a lifetime of substance abuse gone unchecked. Exactly. That's why it's not even responsible. Okay? It's not even responsible to look at the guy for your team. I'm telling you, if the Dolphins did it, I would be incredibly pissed. I mean, how would I not be incredibly pissed? They have a great thing going. You're gonna rock the boat with a guy that can't, it's got substance abuse issues. Hell no.
No cancers, bro. No cancers.
Yeah, no. Don't need it, man. Don't need it, man. Look, if the little bitch didn't want to play multiple positions and you had to shift Minka out, well, I don't want to deal with this guy. And Minka, that guy's pissed me off more than anything else. It's ridiculous. All right, 786-322-1105. Gus 1388 with a little Super chat. Thank you, Gus.
What's going on in there?
Super chat.
Excuse me a second. What are you babbling about?
Super chat.
If he
Super chat.
will all,
Super chat.
it'll be anarchy. Out of my hands.
He is sending in R.I.P. to actor Ian Holm. Chariots of Fire, right? Oh, Ian Holm has passed away. I had no idea.
Man, that's funny you say that. The other night, my dad was watching that, Chariots of Fire.
Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum.
Slow motion.
Bum,
Actually
bum,
funny,
bum.
come to think of it. 2.5 Men last night. What's his name is out on the beach running, and he started doing the slow motion Chariots of Fire run.
Right. All right, there you go. Right. I mean, because you think Chariots of Fire, that immediately is what comes to mind. The slow motion running, right? That's just like, that's automatic with that. So, Gus, nice job by you, sir, on Ian Holm.
1924 Olympics in Paris.
That's what, yes.
Obviously, 12 years prior to Jesse being in Germany.
Right, exactly.
Showing up Hitler.
Yeah. All right, so Amy Klobuchar, did you see she dropped out as consideration for vice presidency? She says that spot should go to an African American woman. Now, Klobuchar's conviction, what's it called? Resume is terrible, anyways. I don't even know if she was really qualified to be vice president as it is. I thought they were just like, you're going for the woman to go for the woman. Kamala Harris is actually more qualified than her, but I don't know if do you pick Kamala? Very interesting, by the way, on that side.
That's who I thought first. The one that is surfaced that I got to think that she's involved is the mayor of Atlanta.
Okay, you're right.
That lady has been super impressive.
Yes. Now, just to have fun, I don't want to get too much into politics because it'll freak some of you out, but I just wanted to have a little fun with this, okay? So Klobuchar's dropping out, right? And then obviously Kamala Harris is the first one that people mention all the time. Can you imagine neither one would do it? So before I mention it, neither one would do it. But if either one would do it, they would technically be the president and Biden would be the vice president because they would be more powerful and would carry more weight. If Oprah or Michelle Obama were the vice presidents to Biden, those two would really be in charge, not Biden. I'm just saying. That's if they would win. I'm just saying. I just saw that yesterday with the Klobuchar thing, and obviously Kamala's like one of the first. I don't think she'll get it, actually. I think Kamala has no shot. When she dropped out, again, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but there's something going on back there. I don't know. I don't know if there was some skeleton in the closet she didn't want coming out or whatever because politics is so damn dirty.
You know what I think? You know what I really think it is, man? Because she came out, and this was coming post the Supreme Court appointment, right?
And she went hard after Biden, too, by the way.
She was, like, really on fire. Like, she was the thing. She was the hot thing. And her numbers went up, and I think she got to, like, third or fourth place, like touching second, and then within a few weeks, and of course the number, like it ended up being 16 people running, that she kind of fell back and like got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that fire, that momentum that she had coming out of the Supreme Court situation and whatnot, she wasn't able to sustain that momentum and let it carry her up, you know?
I don't know, man. To me, as the late, great Mad Dog would say, I put it to my nosy and it don't smell so rosy. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just call it like I see it. I would not be surprised if something comes out down the line that something foo was involved with all of this.
You know what was something, man? We were talking about. I think it was when we were at VSS, and people changing, and like if you're racist, it's hard. And I had said there was a Supreme Court judge that during the civil unrest and civil rights movement in the 60s, that he was kind of person that wasn't big on that, and he actually changed while he was on the bench in the Supreme Court. It was Thurgood Marshall.
Okay.
That was the guy I was trying to think of, that he kind of made like a total 180 and became a champion for civil rights. So it obviously takes a lot of time and whatnot, but it can happen. It can.
All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out on Twitter, and that's at Big O Show, as always. We are out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Folks, come on out and join us. Don't forget, they got some great deals going on right now. Tell them that Big O sent you. If you're a military veteran, $750 off. If you're a first responder, $750 off. If you're a graduate, $500 off, folks. I'm telling you, man, you got to come on out here, and you can get some great discounts. They got some great deals going on right now, so check it out at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. RDX, by the way, $299 a month. Got all kinds of great deals, only $29.99 do-it signing, plus tax tag and registration, all kinds of amazing deals, and certified pre-owned vehicles. You can check them out. I can see them right here. They look like they're brand new. That's why you want to come on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard. The TLX, by the way, 2020 model, $199, just 24-month lease, folks. All kinds of deals. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you that they're going to take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, we're wrapping it up here on the show. 2 hours down. We got 3 more to go, and we will start off at 1 o'clock. We're back at 1 o'clock, 1 to 4, live from Hialeah Park. You all be good out there. Be safe.
Temporary hiatus. We'll see you. Yes.
2 horas.